Hello children. Good morning all. How are you? Okay. You have studied the first chapter in biology, right? Ma'am taught you about cells and all. In this chapter, this is the second chapter in biology, we are going to study about tissues. Okay? Already you have heard of tissues, I think. In detail we are going to study. Okay? Before starting this chapter, I just wanted to tell you one thing. Now you are in 9th standard and next year you will be going to 10th, right? Like lower classes, if you study only what is there in the textbook, it will not be interesting. So what you are going to do this year is, you will get more information and you will also show interest towards science. If you show interest towards science, no, science also likes people who show interest, okay? So you should be very alert and small things which we are telling, no, all the subjects. You should make a note of it and with interest you should study. Okay, shall we go into the class now? The chapter what we are going to study today is, as I said, it is tissues. Okay, in your lower classes you have studied about tissues, organ systems and all in two lines. Okay, now we are going to study in detail. In the last chapter, ma'am explained about two things, unicellular organisms and multicellular organisms, right? That is the basic for this chapter. Unicellular and multicellular. Uni means one, only one cell. Multi means many cells are there in the organism. So that was a concept, we will keep it aside. We will see one example for that. We have two houses, okay? House A and house B. In house A, one man is there. Morning he will get up, he will do all the household work, he will go to work to earn money, then he will come back, he will clean the house, he will do everything alone. In B, house B, a man is there, he will go for work, his wife will help in household things, his children will also help, like you are helping your children, no? You are helping, no? Your parents? Okay, like you, okay? He is having children, those children also will help him, and he is having his mother, father, so they are also helping him in gardening, in getting the things from outside. So who will be burdened now? You tell me, this person or this person? This person will be happy because many people are there to help him. Here this person alone, he should do all the work, right? Same way here, unicellular, this is multicellular. Unicellular is a single cell is doing all the work. Okay. Here it is multicellular. Everyone is working for that house. No, whatever they get, no, they all will share and they will be happy. So we are going to see about tissues. Okay. This is tissues. This is not tissues. Okay. Now, basic thing what I said. In unicellular organism, single cell performs all the functions. For example, you have studied amoeba. You can also study this one. Paramecium is one example. Okay. Amoeba, paramecium. If you like to see paramecium, no, immediately you go to Google, click paramecium and check how the diagram is. Okay. You should see paramecium, no? Okay. Amoeba you have already seen. So, single cell performs all the functions. But here in multicellular organism, you see, different groups of cells will do the functions. Okay, different groups of cells. Okay, these two things you should keep in mind. A single cell performs all the function. Here, different groups of cells will do the functions. For example, in human beings. Okay, we are going to study in detail about that. Before studying this, about tissues, one more thing which I like to tell is, who found tissues? That is also very important, no? We should know. Before studying about something interesting, we should know who researched about this, who was the person behind this. No, you are also eager to know. The person is Bichard. See, Bichard. Bichard is the person, B-I-C-H-A-D. He is Bichard. See his name, Mary Francis Xavier Bichard. So it is very difficult for us to tell the whole thing. So we will tell him his name as Bichard. Okay. If he is the person who coined the term means, actually he is the father of that. But what what is the study of tissues called? You have studied about cell. Study of cell is called cytology. You have studied, no, in the first chapter. Cytology is the study of cell. But here, what is the study of tissues? If a person is studying about tissues, what is that branch called? A branch of biology which studies about tissues is called histology. See here? Histology. Histology. You are taking down, no? You take down the points, okay? It will be easy for you. But even if you take down the points, you should read the textbook, NCERT textbook. Most of the times, questions will be from NCERT textbooks. So, you should read the textbook at least twice, okay? Before starting this chapter. And while doing the chapter also, whenever I am doing the subtopic, one part of that, you should read that, okay? So, histology. So, who is the father of histology now? Bichat is the father of histology, okay? And histology was coined by Mayer in the year 1819. So, he didn't coin about histology after his death. And one more thing which I like to tell is, he lived only for 30 years. Who? This Bichat, okay? He was a French anatomist and pathologist. Do you know what is anatomist? Person who studies about anatomy. Anatomy means what? Anatomy means study of organs internally, about tissues. If you cut open and see how the tissues are and all, no, that person is called as anatomist. Pathologist. Pathologist means person who studies about diseases, okay, is called as pathologist. So, he is a French anatomist as well as pathologist. And as I said, he lived in this world only for 30 years. See how great he is. In 30 years, he was able to do so many things. He was a surgeon, okay. He used to cut open the body and find out about the tissues, what kind of tissues and all. And in his later days, he was down with typhoid and he was dead. But before that, while studying about tissues, he studied about 21 types of tissues, it seems. He had not used his microscope also. You have studied about microscope, no? We will be able to see the minute organisms also, about the cells and all. But he has not used microscope. Without microscope, he has studied, differentiated 21 types of tissues. Okay? And he is very famous because he, in the last 6 months, in the last 6 months, in 6 months, he opened more than 600 bodies, it seems. So, surgeon, no, he used to, surgeon means he used to do surgery. So, after death, to find out because of what disease that person has dead and all, they should find out, no, like that. When he was doing that work, he opened 600 bodies in 6 months, it seems. Okay, hard working person. So, it's good to know about him, no, Bichat. Keep his name in mind, okay. Bichat is the what? Father of histology, modern histology, okay. Bichat is the father of modern histology, okay. Now, definition about tissues. What do you know about tissues? I was telling about 2 examples, no, about house A and house B. About house B, we will see now. A group of cells similar in structure that works together to perform a particular function forms a tissue. This is very important, okay. You should study the definition. A group of cells, we are going to study one by one. A group of cells similar in structure. In structure, if you see, they all will be similar. That works together to perform a particular function forms a tissue. Okay, what do you mean by that? A group of cells similar in structure that works together to perform a particular function forms a tissue. Tell with me. A group of cells similar in structure that works together to perform a particular function forms a tissue. Okay, study this. This is the first part. See how easily we have completed the introduction part. The second one is difference between plant tissues and animal tissues. We are going to study both plant tissues and animal tissues. But before studying it in detail, we will study the difference. Okay, we will differentiate and then we will go to plant tissues. See, these 2 things already you have studied. Cell wall is present from your lower classes, we know that plant cells means they will have cell wall. So plant tissues, they will have cell wall. Cell wall is present. Here cell wall is absent. I have given some 7 differences. You go through all the 7. At least 5 differences if you keep in mind, it's enough. Okay. We will see one by one. Dead supportive tissues are more. In plants, if you see, dead cells or dead tissues are more compared to that of living tissues. Okay. In plants, dead tissues are more and living tissues are less. But in here, animals, if you see, especially in multicellular animals, living tissues are more and dead cells are less. We also have dead cells in our body. We'll see how it is. Okay. But comparatively, dead cells are more in plants and living cells are less. Just opposite to that, in multicellular animals, living tissues are more but dead cells or dead tissues are less. First point. Got it. Second one. They require less maintenance energy. Okay. If you are not taking food for 4 or 5 days, you will not be able to get up. But for plants, if you are not pouring water for 2-3 days, little if you pour, nothing will happen. The energy needed for the plant, because they are not moving like us. Not like us means animals. But plants, they are stationary. So, they require less maintenance energy. Here, they require more maintenance energy. Okay. So, third point. There is differentiation of, you are going to study, meristematic. See the pronunciation? Meristematic and permanent tissues. There is differentiation of meristematic and permanent tissues. Both the tissues we are going to study in plant tissues. Okay. Meristematic and permanent. Here actually differentiation is absent, but we are going to study 4 types of tissues. Animal tissues. For example, nervous tissue you have studied, nerves and all. Okay. Nervous tissue, muscular tissue, vascular tissue and all we are going to study. Connective tissue we'll study later. Due to meristematic tissues here, I told here meristematic and permanent tissues are there. Due to meristematic tissues, plant continue throughout their life. That you have seen, when you were first standard, you have seen one small tree near your house. But now if you see, it will grow up. But your father and mother, when you see them in first standard, they are of the same height and even now they are in the same height. No? Why? What is the reason? Here in plants, due to meristematic tissues, plants continue to grow throughout their life. But here animals do not show growth after reaching maturity. After reaching maturity, they will not grow. Okay. But if I have some problem in my hand, if I have some problem in some part of my body, that repair work and all will be done. So, reparative growth is seen. Reparative growth means that repair works, if anything is there in our body, that is seen. Okay. So, here, due to meristematic tissues, it continues. Why? What is the reason? Here, meristematic tissues are there. So, that is the reason plants continue to grow throughout their life. Till their death, they will be growing. You have seen, mango trees, tamarind trees and all, they will be growing, they will be becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. But human beings are not like that. Animals do not show growth after reaching maturity. After some 25 years, 30 years, they will have some height, 6 feet, 6.2. Growth will stop. Organization of plant tissue is simple. Here, organization of plant tissue is, I will explain it. Organization of plant tissue is simple. Here it is complex because of we have many organs. Here only few tissues. If you open a plant tissue and see, they are not having heart, kidney, lungs and all, like us. But we have all the organ system. So it is complex. So here organization of plant tissue is simple. Here organization of plant tissue is complex because of organs and organ systems. Tissue organization is meant for, here how the plants will be, they will be stationary. If you plant a plant in one particular place, next day morning if you get up, will it go and to some other place? No, it will be there in the same place, stationary. But here tissue organization is meant for mobility. We will be running, going here, coming here, So we are mobile, will be moving. They provide strength and support to the plant. Who? Plant tissues. We are studying about plant tissues and animal tissues. That you should keep in mind. Plant tissues provide strength and support to the plant. I told you many dead cells are there, dead tissues are there. But still, even though they are dead, they give strength and support to the plants. Here, animal tissues, what is the function of animal tissues? They control, no? They control all functions. If I want to take something, I can't use my head. I will use my hand. No. So they control all functions. All the functions are controlled by animal tissues. Is it clear? We will have a quick recap of what we have studied. I will be doing only a small portion. My request is whatever I do in one particular day, try to complete it on that day itself. Don't keep any work pending. Okay? If you study your daily portions, it will be very easy. Nothing is there to by heart, then do all those magic things later. Daily you study your things. Unicellular, multicellular we have studied. Then we have studied about Bichat, no? Histology, father of histology. Then we studied about definition. Definition of what? Tissues. We studied about the difference between plant tissues and animal tissues. 5 important quick recap if you want to. Here dead cells are more, dead tissues are more, living tissues are less. Here just opposite to that. Here they require less maintenance. There they require more maintenance. Here it is differentiated into meristematic and permanent. There is no much differentiation, but 4 types of tissues like nervous tissue, muscular tissue, connective tissue and all we are going to study. Here due to meristematic tissues, plant continues to grow throughout their life, but here it will stop after maturity. Here organization of plant tissue is simple. Here it is complex because of organs and organ tissues or organ systems. Here tissue organization is meant for stationary. There will be mobility of animals. They provide strength and support to the plants. They control all the functions. Is it clear? Okay, we'll meet tomorrow. Okay, bye.